Hi, I'm Max from Max Out Creative. We try to max out marketing dollars for small businesses in creative ways. Let's talk about something you've seen everywhere and maybe you have an opinion on. One of my clients said when we put a QR code on a billboard, he said, no one uses QR codes anymore. The same client, who was a great person, said to me, I'd rather have a phone number up there. My question back, and I'm not saying he's wrong and I'm right, but my question back was, how many times have you took your phone out at a stoplight and called a number from a billboard? Or maybe, his point was, well, maybe they'll just take a picture of it and call me later. I don't know. I'm still a believer in QR codes. Let's talk about it, okay? They were hot a decade ago, right? Kind of faded out. But now in 2025, they're making a real comeback. The question is, are QR codes still effective? I say yes. The numbers say yes. Recent studies show that about 68% of US consumers used a QR code at least once in the past year. And here's the kicker. Over half of millennials and nearly half of Gen Z are scanning QR codes every single week. That's not a niche anymore. You might prefer niche. It's not a niche anymore. That's mainstream behavior. Another report says 45% of Americans have scanned a QR code connected to an ad or a marketing campaign. And when you zoom out, QR codes usage has grown more than 300% globally over the last few years. Okay, that's since 2022, by the way. And this isn't just about menus at restaurants. I'm not talking about that. 59% of US consumers say they use QR codes daily for things like product information, mobile payments, loyalty programs, and even leaving a review. So yes, they're back, but only if you use them the right way. QR codes are powerful because they bridge offline and online. You can put one on a flyer, a receipt, your packaging, or even your storefront window. And you can instantly send someone to your website, a discount, or a review page. And unlike most traditional advertising, QR codes are trackable. So you can see how many scans you got, when they happened, and where people were when they scanned. That's an attribution most offline campaigns don't give you. But here's the catch. Placement and value matter. Okay. If your QR code is too small or hard to see or doesn't promise something useful, people aren't going to bother. And so that would be the group that's saying they suck. They don't matter. Okay. And with all the scams floating around, people are cautious. If they don't trust you, they won't scan. So here's my advice. Make your QR code large and in charge. Make it super clear. Tell people exactly what they'll get when they scan, okay? And send them somewhere valuable, like a discount, a how-to guide, or a quick way to leave you a review. Simple. QR codes are not magic on their own, but in 2025 and 2026, they're absolutely effective when they're part of a bigger strategy. They make it easy for your customers to take the next step right there in the moment. So don't ignore them. Don't ignore them. My client, he's a great guy, multi-millionaire, so he's done a few things right, and he doesn't want to use them. That's cool. I'm still going to try to talk him into it at some point. But if you use them, track them, and see how they help you turn attention into action. I'm Max from Max Out Creative. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it.